Hey Cheryl, how you
Hey,
doing?
hey Joyce, doing excellent today. How about yourself?
Awesome. Doing great, thank you.
Good, good. So we were talking earlier, and you've literally, I feel like you've been around the world. There's a song, Been Around the World. You can Google it or whatever, YouTube it. Um, and you've just been like so active, and like everything that I see is so exciting, and just learning, growing, developing, building new relationships. And so we were talking, and I'm like, so you just mentioned like in another episode about the book, The Company of One, right? Which doesn't mean you're a business of one, but it means that your intel is what the business is, right? So my question was, how do you feel about your delivery as you're engaged in a lot of travel? So can you talk a little bit about where you've been and the exciting things that have happened, and then how you were able to handle delivery in excellence while you're in motion, so to speak.
Well, that it's a great topic because I realized from I'm trying to remember, there was another book that talked about taking a month off and what would happen if you took a month off in your business. Can your business run? Do you have the policies, procedures, and people in place? And so I realized when my mom passed, I had to take a month off. I needed to deal with that. And so I put things in place now because I recognized I needed to have, as you were saying from another book, a bench. I need to have those people that are on the bench.
Right.
And finding the right people to do the things. And in the prior episode, you mentioned having the people that love to do the things that you don't want to do or don't have to do. And
Yeah.
so I actually have a couple of bookkeepers, three bookkeepers that are helping me to do the work. They keep everything going. And I'm working on having someone that's going to be assisting to replicate myself. But I love meeting with the clients. I love being there to talk to them about the results. But going to a conference, the PNX conference in July, and coming back and then having my brother and his family visit, and then going to a conference in Ohio, and then coming
Yeah.
back and having some friends come and visit, and one of my bookkeepers came to the island to visit, and my my coach, my speaking coach, came to visit, and I
Wow.
hosted he and his wife, and then got an opportunity to go away to the Innovate conference in New York City. So I haven't been all around the world, but I feel like I've been in and out, in and out, in and out, and back
Yeah.
in Bermuda. And when I was back in Bermuda, there were things happening that I was in the kind of the rejoice experiences mode because I was entertaining people and I was taking them around and showing them the sights. But in the midst of all of that, I was still connecting with my bookkeepers, or I let them know the week before I left, I had all the meetings I needed to have with both my clients and my bookkeepers, my team, my bench. Let them know I'm not going to be here next week, but this is what I expect. This is what I need. With my social media posting, I let my VA know here's what I'd like to post. While I'm away, I'm going to send you some pictures. I'm going to let you know about a few things, but this is what we'll want to do. So I prepared them to know I was going to be out because I knew I wasn't going to really be able to do much, if anything. And I let
Yeah.
my clients know that I was going to be away so that they didn't expect to speak to me unless it was something, urgent and emergency. And as an accountant, I figure if I'm an emergency, something's really wrong. So it's not like I'm a doctor.
Right.
So, but
So
that was,
true.
having the people that I could rely on to continue to do the work that needs to be done. So like next week, tax returns, the week after, we're going to be working on payroll tax returns. Well, all that
Yeah.
work is going to be done because the bookkeepers have been doing what they needed to do behind the scenes while I've been able to do what I needed to do.
Yeah. I will say, I just have to take a pause on that and say, listen, like it's one thing to hire people and buy back your time. It's another thing to show up as a leader. And I will tell you, like, showing up as a leader for the people that you bring onto your team is so important. That communication, that, sending them pictures and saying, this is what I'm trying to get across, and having people working on things when you have a deadline. So when you come back, the deadline is not hair on fire, everyone's up until midnight, right? Trying to deliver. I just like, I have so much respect for that. I don't think it comes easy for leaders to show up and create super cool, relatable, productive cultures for people to be a part of. And we have it everywhere. but it's also, I don't take it for granted because there are a lot of companies that are highly toxic or the work environment is overwhelming and it's creating, things for people, even in their personal lives that is not necessary. So I just have to pause on that and say kudos to you for being that leader. I love that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I think it's a gift, I guess, as well as a skill. You can develop it, I think, but part of it is having that human element, having that heart, and
Yes.
and recognizing that everybody is going through things. Life is life, in as they say, and so even with having somebody and having somebodies that are doing things. One of my people is going through a major health thing right now, and so I'm managing that and recognizing, okay, I may need to have somebody as a backup for her when
Right.
and then another one has had to move and is handling things with her family. And so, you still have to manage and recognize that it's people that,
100%.
the huge thing at this conference that AI is only there because humans are programming it to be there.
Right.
So there still has to be that human element. And that's what makes us, like you said, it makes us leaders and being able to do what we do is recognizing the humanity in people and that they're dealing with life as well. So
Yeah, I hope y'all got that. Like AI is not going to replace human compassion and understanding and pivoting and creating those things. You may be able to put those questions and those prompts in there, but that doesn't mean it's going to spit out the compassion that it takes to understand that this person grieves in a week or two and the other person grieves in a year or two, right? I mean, they can still be part of your team. There's a difference in the grieving or moving or whatever it is, right? Yeah. So, okay, I'll leave that there because that's like a huge point. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. And what about you with your bench?
So with my bench, okay, so I'm going to speak to the audit that we're going to talk a little bit about in another episode, but I'm realizing that it's really important to understand where I am in the business process. So my business is going into its 5th year. I want to say it'll be 5 years old. So it's like toddler-esque going into preschool, into kindergarten in November. And I've recently brought on 2 really incredible VAs. And the conversation we're having, which is a lot of it is online, right? I mean, a lot of the times we're bringing on bench from other countries or other states. They're not sitting right next to you. And I will tell you that there is it's the alignment part and it's the letting people understand. And this came from the book Buy Back Your Time that we talked about in another episode. But Dan Martell talks about having principles for your business so that when someone makes a quote unquote error, right, or an error in judgment or an error in action, you can take it back to a principle. So I'll give you an example. One of the principles, high principles in my business is energy, coming with energy, right? And so that has to go into everything, whether it's an email, a post, a video, whatever it is. So if, let's say someone creates a post, as a social post for me, and it just, the energy's not there, right? So I'll be like, yeah, that didn't have the energy. So that's like, really, it's the principle that we're leaning on. Your business and your career may have its own principles, but like, it could be energy, could be integrity, right? It could be transparency. No matter how hard the conversation is, we're going to have the conversation in a productive manner, things like that. So letting people know what the principles of the business are. So I've really rallied back to that. And it's really nice because I've been able to share that with the people that are on the team and have them understand, like, that's the brand we're moving forward with. And other companies have other brands. Sometimes people are just not aligned on the brand principles, right? And so I feel like I found 2 that are aligned on the brand principles and they're excited about the brand too, which helps with the energy. Right? So yeah, when they're excited, it makes that energy component a lot easier. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome.
But I'm still learning. I'm learning from you. So I'm like, oh, let me make sure. So as travel begins, right? Yeah. So it's, taking in what other people are doing that are leading the way and applying it to your own business and your own life, really. And
Yeah.
it's just like communication, right? It's not what you communicate, it's the importance of communication,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, all of those things.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
good. Well,
Yeah.
this is good. This is good. We will leave it there. There's so much you can unpack, but this has been really good with that.
Yes.
And you've said something to me, two VAs, because I've been thinking about something. And so thank you for that, because sometimes you may need more than one, people
Yeah.
have different skill sets. And, it may seem like they're both VAs, but one may do one thing and one may do something else, and you need both. So
Yeah.
thank you
Yeah.
for that.
Ask your people what they like to do. I thought I was
Yeah.
hiring this person as an administrative assistant. She likes social media, posting, analytics, video editing. That's her jam. She's like, why would I put her here when she loves over here? So then I had to go back out and find the person who loves that. So learning experience. Yeah. So great. We are not going to introduce ourselves or in our extro and our outro. You can find it in any of the other videos, but we will be back shortly with another one. Thanks, Joyce.
Cheryl.
All right.
This has been good.
Thank you. Thanks for listening, y'all. Bye.
Like us.
Yeah, please subscribe.
We look forward to you connecting with us. Please find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Cheryl also can be found on TikTok, Twitter. If you would like to have a coaching session with Cheryl, or an analysis with Cheryl, or a VIP session with Joyce, please connect with us. We'd love to hear from you. You can also check out our websites. Please like our video, and we so appreciate that you took time to listen. Let us know what you think. Take care, God bless, and have a great day.